Hello, genealogists. This is Craig, and this is Just Genealogy, and another day goes by. Today's been the first day of the Professional Management Conference from the Association of Professional Genealogists. I hope you were there. There were lots of people there. And the next few days will be the same, so it's going to be a function of how much time I can find to do videos, or there's going to be a book for a discount, so send me an email if there's a book you want me to put up for a discount, because those videos are short and sweet. This one might be short and sweet. One of our subscribers, Harold, was talking to me about individual counties, because I've got some requests to talk about individual counties. And he suggested that I first share with everyone my process for dealing with a brand new county. So I thought I today would give you the first step that I take in dealing with a brand new county. So in Virginia, there's a book called The Preliminary Guide to Pre-1904 County Court Records in the Virginia State Library and Archives. We don't call it that anymore. We call it the Library of Virginia. And then in North Carolina, there's a book called Guide to Research Materials in the North Carolina State Archives. And I think this actually is an older version, that there's a newer version out. But, since I'm dealing with records prior to the 1900, I don't really care. So when I look at this, depending on what state I'm in, I'll go to the county, because these books are full of information about individual counties. Now, John Humphrey did one for Pennsylvania on county archives. There's Hank Peden did one for Maryland, but I don't know what its availability is right now. I haven't seen one of those in years. It was published by somebody else. But they exist for most places east of the Mississippi, I'll say. Now, that's not to say you shouldn't also go find the NGS Research in the States Guide, which is probably what I would tell you would be the second thing I would do, because I've already talked about those before, so that's the second thing. But this is the first thing I would do. So we would go to, for example, let's just pull a county that hardly has any people in it whatsoever. It's probably the smallest population of Virginia, Highland County, Virginia, which was formed in 1847 from Pendleton, West Virginia. Of course, it wasn't West Virginia at the time, and Bath counties. So this has pages of material on original records. So I will see circuit court records, county court, circuit court, county and superior courts, election records, fiduciary records, justice of the peace records, land records, marriage records and vital statistics, road and bridge records, miscellaneous records, certificates, condition sales memorandum, contracts and agreements filed, coroner inquest, 1864 to 1900. There's so few people in the county, there are only 16 items. A stray book, 1847-1931. Insanity Commissioner reports, 50 items. And that's only for 1902 to 1904. That's interesting. Mechanics liens, 1875 to 1929. Overseers of the Poor records, 1857 to 61, one volume. Physicians Register, 1885 to 1937. Also a list of road workers. And then treasurer's road settlements and treasurer's settlements. So these are all records that you're not probably going to find on the internet, not going to find at Ancestry, not going to find at Family Search, more than likely. I'm not saying you won't find them, that they haven't been digitized since this book came out or converted into microfilm. Then you have the things that are microfilm records. So the order books, the chancery books, the deed books, the general index to deeds, the registers of birth, deaths, and marriages, and will book number 2, 1859 to 1924. So those are the things that I would think that I would find maybe on Family Search or in Ancestry or somebody else. But I know that I will definitely find them in the Library of Virginia as part of their microfilm collection. So this tells me where I might go next. In other words, I'm going to go look for the deed books. I'm going to go look for the will books. I'm going to and see if those things are available somewhere else. Now, the same kind of thing exists for North Carolina. It's called county records. In Maryland, there's a special set of records on done by the library on Quaker records alone, which leads you to what's on microfilm and what monthly meetings are on microfilm and those kind of things. So if we were to look at, for example, Franklin County, which is established in 1779 from Butte, we would see the original records, and then we would see the microfilm records. So exactly the same, not necessarily the same order of the information within the categories, but we're looking at both microfilm, what's on microfilm, so maybe I can find it on the internet, and what is on original records, and therefore I may have to go somewhere, I may have to search more, I might look for a publication that dealt with those in order to see what I could see. A finding aid to those textual records might exist. And then I'm going to do something else. And I sort of hinted at it when I read to you that Franklin County came out of Butte, or I read to you that Highland County came out of Pendleton County. So right after I do this, and I've got a clue as to what county it was formed from and when, I'm also going to look at county formation. I'm going to go get a county formation map. And we have a book in North Carolina that contains a chart of county formation. In fact, I have it hanging on my wall right over there. And we have a map from Virginia done by John Vogt from Iberian that's an 11 by 17 sheet that is county formation in Virginia. It's very important to know the land that you're dealing with, what it was before, what it is now. So those are the two most important pieces for me in getting started. Locating the guide to county records for the state that I'm working in, and locating information about county formation. That will get you started in learning about the county that you're in. So this is Craig. This has been Just Genealogy. And we've talked about how to start, I don't know, creating a locality guide in your head for a county that you're about to research in. I guess that's the best way to put it. Of course, one of the things you can also do, but there aren't very many of them around, unfortunately, is go find the county locality guide and see what it has to say. So next time I'll talk about some other things that I do that deal with preparing me to work in a county. Thank you all very much. Have a great time. We're over 500 subscribers. Thank you all. For those of you who have subscribed and those of you who are telling your friends that they should subscribe. And we've got, of course, over 1,000 watch hours now, so we're well on the road to having more things to see and say. Again, if there's a book that you'd like me to put for a discount, let me know what it is. If there's something you'd like me to talk about, let me know what it is. Sending me complex problems is not something that will end up in a YouTube video, largely because I don't have 4 hours for a YouTube video. I may eventually do some case studies, but those take a lot of time, and currently I just don't have the time. So I'm sorry to say, but live tired and live fully. Thank you so much.